My mom went on vacation, and while she was away, I did something I've always wanted to do. She just moved into a new house after my dad passed away, and I wanted her bedroom to feel like home again, warm, layered, and a little bit French inspired. So I surprised her with a room makeover. This is definitely a love letter to my mom.
I am so excited to do this room makeover. My mom just moved into this house and now she's headed out with my brother on a family vacation, and I'm gonna make over her room when she's gone. So it's gonna be a huge surprise for when she gets back. I'm so glad she's living close to my house, but I wanna make a space that she'll really love. And I already know her style really well because I've done a bunch of spaces in her old house. So let's get going because I don't have a ton of time.
The room has beautiful lighting, but it really feels blank. So my goal is to soften it with a blue that's calm, but not cold, and add classic picture frame molding for structure, and layer in lots and lots of patterns and textures so the room feels collected and cozy. The kind of space that my mom would settle into with a book and a cup of tea. I always start with a bunch of paint samples. I taped up several swatches, and I didn't have a lot of time to watch them in the day and the night because she's coming back in 7 days, so I went with my gut. I picked a soft blue called Santorini Blue by Benjamin Moore, and I think this is just a nice mature blue with really soft gray undertones. This is a really big room, but I want to paint it as fast as I can, so I taped off the ceiling because we're not touching the popcorn up there, and took off all the plate covers. As I start to think about painting this room, I have a bit of a dilemma because the shutters in this room are white, and we have a white frame, and we've got white doors, right? So I want to like color drench the room, but we're also not gonna do the ceiling because we've got popcorn ceiling, a very small timeline too, right? So I think I'm just gonna leave the shutters and the frame white along with the doors, but then paint the baseboards. I think that will look the best just because I need to leave these shutters here. They're very expensive. My mom really likes them, so I'm not changing anything she really likes. I'm not buying a lot of new things for this room. Really, the only thing I'm buying is new curtains because I just feel like these dark brown ones with the grommets aren't really stylish. And of course, before you paint a room, make sure you patch all the holes. I love painting the baseboards the same color as the walls, just making sure that you use a trim paint. So I'm using Benjamin Moore Advanced, which I feel is the most durable for trim paint, and I like to use a pearl finish. Then I went in and cut in most of my edges, and I think that's just a little bit faster to do the cutting in first and then to roll on, because then you can roll your paint really fast. And if you haven't been painting with an 18-inch roller, this will blow your mind. Basically, it cuts down your painting time in half. This blue is exactly what I wanted it to be. It's blue, it's a little bit grayish. It's like just the perfect color for the vibe I'm going for in this room. And best of all, I know my mom is absolutely gonna love this. You might not see the vision now, but just wait till the picture frame molding is on. I'm gonna do picture frame molding in my mom's bedroom. So I picked up all the trim I needed. So this is the trim I use. I've always used this trim, prime trim. It'll save you so much time when painting. I'm just gonna take a second to show you how easy it is to set up your saw. So usually your saw will be set to 0, which is, on different saws is different. Mine is down here, this is the 0, okay? Now you're always gonna be cutting on a 45 degree. You're making a parallelogram. Every time you're making this shape. On this side there's one angle, on this side there's one angle. All that means is that we're flipping this part of the saw. And on mine, you press this button and then you just scroll it across. Most saws are the same, and it locks into place on the 45. Okay, now when I need to cut the other side of the parallelogram, I simply take it, pressing that button, and it goes, and you just make sure you've locked in at that 45 degree, again, right there. I've done quite a few of these picture frame molding walls, and my best advice is to actually take a piece of paper and draw out how you want the panels to look. I also love to tape up the size of the boxes so I can get a visual of how big they're gonna be. Okay, my mom's coming back in 4 days and I really need to get a move on this. So my goal is to really try and finish up all the picture frame molding today. I always use a pin nailer and I've got my spacer as well. That just makes sure that all the spaces between the boxes is the same. Now I never use any adhesive on the back because in case someone doesn't like it and they want to take it off, pin nails are so tiny that they won't damage the walls. Whereas adhesive, it's gonna rip down all your drywall. I'm realizing that if I want to get this room done before my mom comes home, I really need to grind. So my kids are asleep and I need to just finish all the paneling. There are so many walls in this room. So let's just get to it. I wish I was not like this, but even though I'm done all the molding, I have to caulk all of the gaps. And this is gonna take forever. And if I wasn't such a type A perfectionist, I would be done way faster. But I gotta get this done because I know that these are like the small things that maybe in the videos you can't see, but in real life make a huge impact. Like, I mean, come on, isn't this gonna bother you? Like, this is such a big gap. And there are so many of these because the older the house, the more the walls will be warped. Right? Like, ugh. So you want to make the smallest hole possible. So I actually cut this with a knife on my cutting board. Okay, now you're gonna angle it into the corner and we're just gonna squeeze it out slowly. And oh, beauty. Okay, that's exactly what you want. You don't want a thick bead, you just want a nice thin bead. And then you can go in with a baby wipe and use a rag if you want. And I actually never start in the corner so you get a big goopy corner. Okay, so it's like that. Beautiful. You want to work towards the corner, but I don't push everything into the corner. And you might get a bit over here. You see there's a bit of overfill. That's why you have the baby wipe. Just wipe it off, okay? You can use rags. You can use whatever you want, honestly. The picture frame molding is looking so good. I'm using the exact same paint that I used on the wall and just making sure to feather those edges so you can't see all the brush marks. Isn't that stunning? Just wait till we have the room put together. I absolutely love the way this color turned out. I was a little bit uncertain when I first started rolling it, but I just feel like it's the perfect blue. It's so rich. It's gonna give that perfect like French provincial cottage vibe that I wanted to get for my mom's space. And now I'm recruited some help to help me assemble the bed. I'm really excited to be using all of my mom's old furniture. This is an old headboard that I actually made, so it's really special that my mom keeps using it year and year again. And I think that the beige here works really nicely with this blue, and it helps to give that whole French inspired vibe. Okay. Oh, nice. Oh no!
Why?
Why is it like this?
Why?
Look at it. It's like plastic. It's not gold.
Oh.
I can't believe it.
Your first reaction was, oh. Was it like gold in the pictures?
Yes! I have to hang this massive piece of artwork here. And as you can see, it's really big. So I need to measure exactly where it's gonna go on this wall. So what I know here is that this distance I need to be centered. So I'm gonna center it. And then from the floor to the middle of the picture should be about 60 inches. Now I'm gonna hang mine just a little bit higher because like I'm only gonna have a 2-inch gap from the bottom of the molding, which might look a bit odd. There's so many different ways to hang heavy art, and unfortunately I'm not going to be able to go into a stud on this wall, so I'm using the command claws. I will link them in the description, but they're so easy to use. You don't need any tools. They're basically like a hook, but they can hold up to 45 pounds. This is it. It's game time. I have so many little things to do to get the room put together. I have to hang the curtains and make the bed and set up this little reading corner for my mom, but she's coming back tomorrow, so I really gotta hustle. So this little blank corner, it has this beautiful window here, so I want to turn it into like a really cozy reading nook for my mom with like an armchair and artwork and a little table because she loves to read.
This armchair is so special to me. My dad actually thrifted it and I wanted to keep it in this room. Now the cool thing about my mom moving into a new house is that I can mix up the furniture because she hasn't actually really decided where everything goes. And then I'm gonna have a little gallery wall in this corner as well. And I love to use wrapping paper as a way to help you visually plan your artwork. So most of this artwork is just like thrifted frames I got from Value Village and then artwork that I've printed off for free off of the public domain. And like I said, I'm really trying not to buy a lot of pieces for this room, but I did buy this cutie table. I thought it was adorable. This white vent cover really stuck out to me, and I think that it should be blue. So I took it off and I simply painted it with the same trim paint, and I find that trim paint has a little bit of adhesion where wall paint doesn't, so it's just a lot easier to paint a vent with trim paint. I mixed patterns on the bed, lots of florals, and I wanted to keep them all in the same color family so it was more cohesive. Are you ready to see the reveal of this room? Remember, this is what it looked like when I first started out, and my mom is back, so get ready for her reaction.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, open your eyes.
Oh wow, pretty. I love the color.
Do you like the color?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so glad.
And finally, the reveal. I wanted this room to feel like a warm hug with blue walls and the crisp molding and layered bedding. Most of all, I wanted it to feel like her, the kind of room that she can remember and still move forward in.
Something that was so important to me was that even though my dad's not here, I want to keep lots of traces of him around in the space. And so I did that by keeping things that he loved and bringing them in here. So like starting with this armchair, I think this armchair is actually absolutely beautiful, but I'm sad to say I didn't appreciate it while he was here because I was like, Dad, this is like super grandma style, which now I'm actually really into the vintage style. He also loved these little glass clocks. I can't remember what they're called, but he had a ton of, like, he collected them, and so like my brother had them and I have them, and they're just something really special that he used to love. This bedding too, like this is Laura Ashley, and if you look at it, it's actually quite feminine, but like he had amazing taste. Like this pairs so well with like the new Laura Ashley bedding as well, so I love that. This really beautiful artwork, I remember when my dad bought this because it is so big, and when we were moving, my mom actually wanted to get rid of it, and I was like, no, like there is no way we are getting rid of it. I had like the perfect spot for it, and I think that my mom just didn't want to keep it because she couldn't see the vision, but now that she saw it, she's like, yeah, that actually looks beautiful in this space.
Thanks for watching, and if you love this project, hit like and subscribe, and tell me which part of this project is your favorite. I think for me, it's that reading nook.